Good evening. Hello. Welcome. It's time for another old Sodcast. Welcome, everyone, says not suitable for mum in the chat. He's also on the panel because he's my regular co-host. And, of course, today we're joined once again by representing Ranking the Obscure. It's Ian. So thank you for joining us again today, Ian. Really appreciate it. Pumping Vinyls in the chat. Greetings. Hi, William. Thanks for coming in. Craig Bell. Good evening, Craig. Ian, how are you? You all right?
I'm good. Yeah.
You've had a good week or couple of weeks last time you were up.
Yeah. Well, obviously I went to Leeds last week and spent money buying records. Met Mike and Nick, who are just absolute top men. There's all that other stuff, but that's for another day and another thing. But that's okay.
Yeah.
I've just had a normal week on the channel, busy week, 3 birthdays on top of what I normally do. So it was a big up week. Did a show with Richard yesterday.
Yes, I watched that earlier on today. Enjoyed it. I do like yours and Richard's collaborative efforts.
I guess, yeah.
Well, I've given a bit of a minor spoiler for what you're doing next time, haven't I? Saying collaborative.
Yeah, and people know we're doing collaborations next time.
Yeah,
but not like Simon and Garfunkel.
Yeah, like kind of one-off collaborations.
It doesn't have to be a single. It's just a track on an album. So,
so that'll be is that 2 weeks? 2 weeks.
2 weeks time. We do it every couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look forward to that. Jason, how are you? You've had a good.
All fun and dandy here. Yeah, I'm doing well.
Any plans for the channel this week or this fortnight?
I think I mentioned it on Ian's stream in the chat the other day. I'm going through a top 100, but it's the stuff that didn't get in the top 40. So I'm going through and picking out some sort of like obscure tunes that perhaps people might not have heard of or have heard of and didn't know that they didn't do that well.
Yeah,
I didn't know you mentioned it in Ian's chat.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I know you were talking to me about it earlier on today, though.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So you'll be working on that this week. So it's not.
Yeah, it's mainly at the moment. It's mainly just going through because obviously it's going to take a while to get anything together. So I'm literally going through the chart, looking to see what's there, listening to the song, see if I remember it or whatever, or it interests me. Adding it to the list, and then obviously once I've got a fair few, then I'll actually start making the videos and put them together. There's not going to be an awful lot to them because I don't know a lot about the act.
Jason, don't undersell it. Before you even started, don't expect too much. Yeah. Just let us wait and see.
Anyway, yeah. I'm working on it. I'm putting the ideas together. So
good.
Yeah. Besides from that, no records or anything brought yet for a while. So, I'll tell you, I've got some CDs coming through from an artist I've mentioned before. So, I shall be revealing those as soon as they turn up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you're always listening to music. In any particular recommendations for stuff you've been listening to recently?
Oh well. I've been listening to a lot of live Moody Blues, and I forgot how good they are live.
Yep.
I mean, I was lucky enough to see the Moody Blues in '86, and they were fabulous. So, I've enjoyed. What else have I been listening to? Bit of Tangerine Dream.
Oh yes.
Oh, Martin McGraw's in the chat. Hi, Martin.
Yeah, I'm just going to say hello.
Yeah, my dad was a big Tangerine Dream fan. I don't know. I think if I gave him another chance, I always used to call it, and bear in mind I was only a kid, this was in the 1980s, I used to call it nightmare music. It kind of creeped me out. But I don't know. I never really, because my dad's favourite band was Pink Floyd, and he'd be listening to them all the time, and I didn't really like them when I was a kid, but I love Floyd now. So, I probably ought to give the same sort of chance to Tangerine Dream. And plus I do like a lot of my favorite artists are German, so the signs are all pointing towards it being a success for me listening to them, really.
Am I a Dylan fan? I'm not a huge Dylan fan, but I don't dismiss him.
Thank you for that, Martin. I appreciate that.
Yeah, he's done some all right stuff.
Floyd, your second favourite band. Well, we're talking about singles today. Well, not so much discussing and debating them, but really just ranking them, because we're doing another tier list today. We really enjoyed the tier list that we did. Oh, what was that, about 6 weeks ago or
something like that,
longer? Where we ranked as many synth pop duos as we could think of. Maybe we missed a few. There was some in there that were maybe a little bit debatable as to whether they were true synth pop. But today we're going to do something that's nice and I was going to say nice and easy. I mean, it's going to be difficult to maybe rank them exactly where we want them. And there might be some arguments. Of course, we in the vinyl community love a good rock, don't we? So let's get ready to rumble, because we are got a tier rank the 30 biggest selling singles of the 1980s, and I know them all. I'm sure Jason will know them all. I'm certain Ian will know them all. I've also got the list up on Wikipedia just so I can sort of check where they are in the charts. I did put numbers on each picture, but the pictures are so small you won't be able to see the numbers, I don't think.
No.
So let me see if I can get this screen up for the tier list.
What are you doing that? I think I was lucky, because being born in the mid-60s, when I started getting into music, I was 70s, and when the 80s come along, I was at 12, 13, and this different sort of music that was available in 1980, especially 81, was incredible.
Yeah.
It was a great time to be into music, because even though I'm a headbanger at heart, I was listening to 80s pop. I love 80s pop. I still do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, when you said about 1981 in particular, I mean, when I went on your Thursday night stream and the focus year was 81, I mean, I really wanted to be a part of that, because I was like, well, 81, suddenly there's all these brilliant albums coming out and these like new or newish bands coming up and things like that.
Well, there's a lot of experimental stuff at the time, wasn't there? Stuff we'd never heard before. Nothing like it.
So
you take Gary Newman. He started it in the late 79, 78, but by the 80s, he'd take it to another level. He didn't stop experimenting, did he? He was always pushing the boundaries of synthesizer music.
I think he still does, doesn't he, with his current stuff? Yeah,
his current stuff's fabulous. He went through that lean period, but his last 3 albums are absolutely top draw.
Right, so we've got the tier list here. I'll just go through it so that people understand what it means, because it might be a little bit unusual for those who aren't familiar with the tier system. I do apologise by that. I'm going to try and look at the chat as much as I can, but I need to look at it on the TV, so I'm probably going to miss a few comments. Jason, if you could keep half an eye.
Yeah, well, that's what I can do, isn't it? Half an eye.
But I need.
That's a terrible joke, Jimmy. That is. You'll get cancelled for that.
I need to keep. This tab with the tier list open. But tier list. We've got S tier at the top. S is like elite tier. It stands for something Japanese, I believe. So anything in S tier is what we love, what we think is absolutely amazing, outstanding, near perfect. Oh, hello, Stevie. I've just seen you in the chat there.
Hi, Stevie.
You've got the early 80s covered. Oh, good. Okay. We've got A tier, so that's obviously the next tier down. Then B tier, that's in the middle, so that's going to be stuff that, maybe we think's okay or average. C tier is below average or not that good, but not terrible. And D tier, and I'm looking forward to seeing what people want to put in D tier, because that's always the
fun. I can see 2 straight away.
Okay. Don't forget, don't forget it's a democracy, so we might have to make some compromises along the way.
Yeah,
Even
but
me and
there's
Jason
two that spring to mind.
compromise with one another.
By democracy, they mean that Jimmy gets the final say.
Oh well, if you insist, Jason. Okay, it's my channel after all. Hello, Alice. Thanks for coming in. Nice to see you. So we've got the 30 biggest selling singles on the art. I've checked. These are the exact 30 according to the good lads at Wikipedia. They're not in any order on screen, as far as I know. I'm pretty certain they're not, but that's fine. And I want to just take them at random anyway. So as he's a newer panelist than you, Jason, I'm going to ask Ian to have a look at and see if there's any on any of these rows that he wants to start out with. If you're not
sure, I can start straight at it. It's Black Lace Agadoo. It's got to go.
Oh, bloody hell.
That's got to go in D. It's a pile of old rubbish.
Right, so Ian saying D for Black Lace Agadoo. We don't really need to kind of delve into the whys and wherefores, do we? Especially for something like that. Jason, what do you think? Where should it go?
Right down the bloody bottom.
Well, you know what? We're all in agreement. Because I can't stand it either. Hello, Jonathan Ring. I want to give a big shout out before I say anything else, by the way, to Jonathan Ring, because he's the one who always helps me out with these tier lists, because I think I'd find these a bit of a faff to set up if he didn't help me out. So thank you again, Jonathan. I know you don't mind doing this for me, so I appreciate it. But yeah, nice and democratic, universal, unanimous decision there. Black Lace going in D tier.
How the hell was that one of the top selling singles of the 80s?
Because
every number it was. This was the 27th biggest selling single of that decade.
Yeah.
Although it actually peaked at number 2, it was never a number 1 single.
Yeah. The reason being, right? If we used to have parties back in the 80s, all like several people used to get together, especially at Christmas, and everyone would get completely.
I think I've got a feeling the reason was a bit of a rhetorical question. We know all about hearing it at parties.
Yeah, well, that's right. As everyone was completely bladdered, and you dance to anything.
Well, I mean, I was a bit young when it came out to be bladdered.
Oh, yeah, true.
I was doing discos in the 80s, and the other one they had, Superman.
Yes.
I had the dirty version of Superman.
To be fair, their version of I say version. I'm not sure if it's an original or not, but they do the conga. I can just about tolerate that. You'll be pleased to know that I believe that's the only Black Lace in this top 30. Right, Jason, do you want to have a pick now? If you can't tell what something is, just let me know whereabouts on the.
Let me just blow up the screen a little bit. Oh, there's several on there I definitely don't want.
We've got to go through them all eventually.
Yeah, let's do the UB40 one. I can't tell which one that is, but UB40.
Right, okay, that's Red Wine, and that was, if I can find it, that was the 29th biggest selling single of the 80s.
Oh, right, okay.
Jason, where would you rank this?
Oh, crikey. Somewhere in the middle, I think. It's not a magnificent tune, but it's decent enough. Somewhere in the middle, I think.
Right, so you're thinking maybe around B tier then. Hello, Dan. By the way, thank you for joining us, Dan. Nice to see you, mate. Ian, what do you reckon? UB40 Red Wine.
It's not a bad version of it. One of their better covers. I think it's a B. It's at the end of the day, it's a cover.
Yeah,
but
it's a good cover.
They made their own, though.
Yes, they do. That's the thing. A lot of their covers, they just give it that certain extra thing.
Let's face it, when you say Red Wine, you don't associate it instantly with Neil Diamond, do you? You associate it with UB40. In fact, I believe there was some reggae act who covered it before UB40, and and UB40 thought it was their song. They didn't realise until afterwards that it was actually Neil Diamond's original composition.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name of the act though.
Stevie's saying C, he thinks.
C for UB4. So you think it's below
That's what Stevie said. C.
Great live. I actually saw them do it live.
Yeah.
They played at one of them. It was a Heartbeat in Birmingham that Bev Bevan put together. And they did that. And they did I Got You by Ruby Turner singing.
Mm.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant to hear that live. And it's a great song. I think it's not A, but it's definitely B for me.
Yeah, well, for me, it'd be A, even pushing towards S. But I mean, I've got to really go with the majority. It upsets me a little bit because I would put it higher myself. But if you're both saying B, it's probably going to have to go. I mean, when we've done them all, we'll sort of have a recap and maybe shuffle things about if we need to. But for the moment, at least, I'll accede to you, Per, and I'll put it in B tier. But for me personally, I think it'd be A, maybe even at the back end of S for me. So I've always loved their version.
It depends on the quality of the rest of the stuff because some of it may be absolutely bloody awful.
Right. Right. I'm gonna have a pick now. And I'm going to go with one that I know exactly where I want to put it, but I'll be interested to hear Jason and Ian's. I'm going to go for I Just Called to Say I Love You by Stevie Wonder.
Oh.
For me, that is an absolutely abysmal song. It's terrible. It's mawkish. It's saccharine. My least favorite number one of that year, certainly. I'll just give you a chart position here. Where is it? Sorry, I need to be doing a bit of scrolling for this. Oh, blimey! Would you believe it? It's the third biggest selling single of the decade. That
blimey.
I didn't think of that high. It spent a lot of weeks at number one. I think it was 6 or 7 weeks.
Yeah.
In the same year that Band-Aid, although obviously Band-Aid did outsell it, Band-Aid spent 4 weeks at number one, but or was it 5? But I know Stevie Wonder beat it by at least 1 week in relation to weeks spent at number one. Ian, what do you reckon to I Just Called to Say I Love You?
What do I think of that? Where's the bucket?
You don't like it either.
It's wishy-washy. It's from a movie, isn't it?
I think it is, but I couldn't tell you which one. But yes, I believe it is.
I think it's the what Gene Wilder was in it.
I'll see if I can find out.
It's not. I had the title then in my head.
Was it in See No Evil, Hear No Evil?
I'll click as long as I don't lose where I am on Wikipedia. I'll click on it and I'll.
Oh right, if you've got it up.
The woman in red. That's where it was from. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's the worst thing that Stevie Wonder ever did.
I agree. So I've got a lot of
Stevie
Wonder, but
I like him.
I like Stevie Wonder, but I just don't like that song.
So would it be a D placing for you, Ian, or are you a bit more generous than me?
Every day of the week.
Every day of the week. Right, Jason. Can you get this to any higher than D?
I was sort of semi-thinking C, but I'm just thinking about what else we've got on the list.
No. Look, it doesn't matter about what else is on the list. It's related to each other. Like each song goes where you think it should go. Like their relation to one another's irrelevant.
Yeah. No, I think D is a fair assessment. I used to like it, but it's not aged very well.
It sounds like you're trying to sort of be too compromising. If you really like something that we dislike or that one of us dislikes, then you can say it.
I like Stevie Wonder's voice, you see, right?
Yeah,
but it's the whole Bon Tempi organ thing. It's like something you've listened to at Butland's holiday camp.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit of a
So that I think No, I don't think I can justify putting it in C anyway. No, I say D. Above Black Lace.
It's an
definitely
easy
above
D
Black
then.
Lace. It's better than Black Lace, but it's still.
Yeah.
So you think it should go ahead of Black Lace? You know what? I wouldn't even. All right, okay, I will put it ahead of Agadoo.
by that much.
Yeah.
Right, Ian, it's your pick now.
Oh.
If you're not sure what a single is that you can see, just ask me to go to a row or whatever.
I know what one I'm going for. It's probably one of my favourite singles of 1980.
All right.
Ant Music.
Oh,
Ant
yes.
Music. Just remind me where that is on the.
Let's have a look, see if I can see myself.
Go back. It's on the It's on the bottom row next to Barbara Streisand.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right. Okay. Ant Music. Right. I think I remember that this was the 30th biggest selling single. So this just got into the top 30.
Really?
Ant Music by Adam and the Ants. Ian, so tell us about Ant Music. Why do you like it so much?
Oh, it was. What I like about it, it's the double drums.
Yes.
Now, I used to like, Wizard, the Glitter Band.
Yes.
All had double drums. The Suite didn't need one because I had Mick Tucker.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was great, and a lot of heavy metal people liked Ant Music and punks because I loved their first album because it was a proper funky album. But Ant Music, the Kings of the Wild Frontier album, a great album, a great song. It's even big today. My mate went to see him play in Northampton, and when they did this song, the place went absolutely wild.
Yeah.
It's still a huge favourite. It's an S for me.
So Ian saying S. Okay. Jason, I know you're quite fond of Adamant. So
and S easy. For pretty much all the same reasons that Ian said. Just great tune, double drums, and it was just
fresh.
Would you say it's almost whimsical in a way?
Yeah.
It's their whole sort of thing, because they mixed pirates and fantasy and Native Americans and all these weird things together. And it was really, it's just like really strange. And and the second album is very different from Jack Wears White Socks, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it still maintains that same sort of element to it. They're trying new things.
Yeah, it's just, and it's such a song from my childhood. And that cover, and it's the cover. It's
he's so striking in it, isn't he?
Yeah.
Right. So we've got two massive fans of Ant Music here. So down to me. Well, if I was doing this by myself, it's never done an awful lot for me. This single, I have to say. I'm gonna have to be totally honest. Yes, you do have a wrench, Simon. Thanks for coming in, by the way. Appreciate it, mate. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's bad at all. I'd say for me, it's above average. So if it was me, I would put it probably in B tier, and I'd maybe consider it lucky that it would get as high as that for me. But because you've both said S tier, I think we've got to split the difference here. I've got to put it in A, but I can't, in all confidence, suddenly say, it's 3 S's, really. It's good.
No.
I think we have to split the difference on this one and put Ant Music in A tier. And that is, a joint decision. Like I say, if this was me by myself, it would be B, maybe even at the front of C. I don't know. I'd have to think about it. It's one I like, but it's never done an awful lot for me. So,
and it's got a bit of rap in it as well. Don't forget.
Yeah,
a bit of rap in 1980.
Yeah.
All right then, Jason, it's your pick.
Oh right, let me just bring up the screen.
Point me in the right direction. If you just like the look of a sleeve, but you don't know what it is, then
I know what some of them. What's the one next to? Do they know it's Christmas? Right up the top. Oh, that's
that's Dexys, isn't it? Come on, Eileen.
Oh, well, yeah, stick that one on.
Right, so we've got Dexys Midnight Runners, Come On Eileen, big hit. Obviously, that was the 10th biggest selling single of the 80s. Of course, it spent some time at number 1 in 1982. Technically, it's credited to Dexys Midnight Runners and the Emerald Express. All right, Jason, Come On Eileen, where's it going to go for you?
Oh, crikey. I think C borderline D.
C borderline D?
No, borderline D. Down the bottom.
Yeah, and borderline D, yes. Yeah.
It's so overplayed, that's for one thing.
Yeah.
And
I don't...
When they... Go on.
No, it's just when you say it's overplayed, it's like, well, does that mean if something's overplayed, does that mean you suddenly don't like it? That's the thing, because there's a lot of stuff. No.
It's not the only reason. It's not the only reason, right? It's just Dexys have done far better, right? I love Gino. Gino's a great record. This was like, meh, really.
Okay.
It just got on my nerves. It really did.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I know a lot of. I think a lot of sort of hardcore Dexys fans kind of turned against it from what I know. But Ian, I'll be interested to your thoughts on Come On Eileen.
I'm like Jason. Gino was a far better song, and when the fans are not keen on it, but everyone else is. You know that it's not a good song. It doesn't matter which band it is.
Yeah.
If no public love it and the fans don't like it, the proper fans, it's because it was on the radio all the time. Every time you put Radio 1 on in the 2, not that again. It's a bit cheesy as well, and then everyone just gets up and dances and they go, oh God, They probably didn't like it when it come out, but now they all get up and go mad to it. Yeah, it's definitely a C for me.
Right. So yeah, you're both saying C. I don't know. I thought both of you actually might have liked this a bit more than you do, to be honest. I knew probably wouldn't make S tier, or even A really. For me, I've always quite liked it. I sort of like the sort of fiddly bits, but I do understand what you're saying about the sort of its ubiquity, Jason, about it being overplayed, and that doesn't help really. I get what you're saying, but I think for me it would be top end of C. Maybe if I was generous or in a better mood, I'd put it in at the back end of B. But yeah, I think we're all going to agree on C tier. I think for Dexys today.
Yeah.
So first one in C tier is Come On Eileen by Dexys Midnight Runners. It's my pick. We're going to get it out of the way because I'm sure we haven't really got much to say on it. But Swing the Mood by Jive Bunny and the Master Mixers.
Oh, good Lord.
We're gonna have to Jason making snap judgments every time. Just before we go on with this, would people like to know what the 31st biggest selling single of the 80s was? The one that just missed the list for Ant Music. It was Into the Groove by Madonna.
All right, okay. I'm surprised that didn't get higher.
Well,
that should have got. I mean, I can't believe it was beaten by Black Lace.
But be thankful we're not doing a top 32 because the 32nd biggest selling single of the 80s was Save Your Love by Renee and Renato.
Oh, my goodness sake.
That would have been...
Is there a tier below D by any chance? Have I missed it?
Yeah. Is there, what was it I said on your stream, Ian, about it?
Yeah, I can't remember.
I'm not going to repeat it.
Right.
Yes.
Okay,
it's
so
not past 9 o'clock, Jason. So no.
Back to Jive Bunny. Now, Jive Bunny was actually the 21st biggest selling single of the 80s. I didn't think it'd be quite that high, to be honest, but it is.
No.
You know, the thing is, I had the album as a kid, and I've got the album now because a certain someone not a million miles away sent it me as some BPLP.
Yes.
So I've got kind of, I think looking back, the whole Jive Bunny thing, it was sort of very manufactured and sort of cynical in a way. So I've got sort of residual nostalgia for it, but
yeah.
I, in good conscience, couldn't really put Swing the Mood higher than C tier myself. So, Ian, what do you reckon to Swing the Mood and Jive Bunny?
Jive Bunny were a poor man's Stars on 45.
They were, yes.
They didn't even sing them themselves. They just got a load of hits, put the stupid beat in it, and
yeah.
I just ruined
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, the video to that is more interesting than the song.
It is.
I like the video. I mean, you forget that they did have 3 number 1s in a row, didn't they?
I think so. Yes.
Were the first act to do that since the Beatles or something like that, or it might,
some stupid facts.
Or maybe I think Frankie might have.
It can't go any higher than C.
Right. I mean, if you think it belongs in D, then please by all means say so, Ian. But for me,
it's not that bad.
Yeah,
it's bad enough.
Yeah. Right. So we're saying C tier. Jason, not you might be able to drag it down to D if you if you PayPal me enough money within the next 2 minutes, then
you're not getting that then. No, D for me. Sorry, but I mean, just to demonstrate, right? That album that I sent you, I found it outside in the street, just around the corner from my house.
See, this is how much he values my friendship. He just sends me rubbish he finds out in the streets.
Honestly, I'm not even kidding. That's where I found it. It's in good nick, isn't it? Considering.
Speaking of Nick, hi Nick's Vinyl Butty. Thank you for joining us, mate. Nice to see you.
Hi, Nick. Nick, you want to send it to him.
I was pleased to get it though, because, like I say, I had the cassette when I was a child, and I loved it as a kid. I listened to it a lot. I mean, bloody hell! So I like to think I sort of come across and say, oh yeah, my tastes in music were quite sophisticated even as a child, but I did like Jive Bunny. So right, it's gonna go in C tier, Jason, because you've been outvoted, really, Jace.
Okay, fair enough. That's right. Fine.
Now then, is it better or worse? It's not better than Come On Eileen, sure.
No, you've got it.
No.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, we're happy with it in that position in C tier. All right, Ian, it's your next pick.
Well, I'm going to go with John Lennon.
John Lennon. So it's an unusual one, this, because obviously the original single would have come out 1970. Help me out, Ian. 75.
75, and he didn't even.
Yeah, but this is obviously the reissue that came out shortly after Lennon's assassination. Yeah. Imagine in the 1980s, it'll be interesting to see if it also got in the top 30 in the 70s. But in the 80s, it was the 25th biggest selling single. And so Imagine by Lennon. Ian, tell us your thoughts about this one, please.
I've always liked it long before Lennon died. It's the only record that brought tears to my eyes in a cinema. Because it's at the end of the Killing Fields.
Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, when the two main characters, Pran and the other guy, they met after Pran had been through the Khmer Rouge and nearly died. And he found him, and it was on the radio, and there was not a dry eye in that cinema. Even the blokes had got a tear. It was so moving. It's the best song that John Lennon did outside the Beatles in my books. Anything else was just mediocre. This was brilliant. It's a brilliant song. They're beautiful words. It's a classic, and
I think I know where you want to put this. Then.
Yes, it's an S. It's an absolute classic.
Oh, okay.
Powerful song.
Yeah. Ian's made a really passionate case for Imagine here, Jason. Now, I know what you like. You might let that sway you, but be honest. Where would you see Imagine in this tier list?
Oh, honestly, I'm thinking top end of C. I was never really a fan of it until later on in life. I don't mind it now. Now I can quite happily listen to it. But at the time,
top end of C, did you say?
I said B, yeah.
Oh, you said top end of B, right?
Yeah, B. No, not right down the bottom. No, that wouldn't be fair at all. No, B and B. It's a decent enough song, right? But I certainly wouldn't place it above Ant Music.
Okay.
Yeah,
So Ian's going S, you're going B. Now then, I love the Beatles, as people know.
Yeah.
I like a lot of solo Beatles stuff, even though I've never really done a deep dive into an awful lot of it. I mean, it's a little bit of Dexys syndrome for me with Imagine, in that I think I've heard it a few too many times. But I've always thought it was, it was a good track. It's an important song.
Yeah.
I understand and agree to a large level what Ian's saying. It's Lennon's signature tune. At least in his solo career. I don't know. I don't think it's as good as people say it is. Sorry, Ian. That's my opinion. I think it's a little bit overrated as well as overplayed. I'm not saying it's bad. It's good. It's very good, you could say. So I would be leaning towards B tier here myself. So I think we've got to split the difference again here, because Ian rates it so high, and you and I, Jason, we're rating it as kind of above average to good.
Yeah.
And maybe this one's for A tier again, like Ant Music.
Yeah. Well, Jonathan's saying A or B.
Right. Well, it's not up to him, but okay. No offense, Ring. I thought he said C as well, Craig. But no, he said B apparently. Right. So Imagine's going in A tier. Now then, I'm struggling there. I'd be happy enough for it to go in front of Ant Music, but I know you two both really like that, so it's up to you whether it shifts up in front of Ant Music or not. Ian, would you like it in front of that or is it all right?
No, I think I know, because Ant Music had a bigger impression.
Right. Okay.
A personal thing. It's Ant Music had more of an impression. I've been listening to John Imagine since when it came out, originally.
Yeah. So notes to Jonathan. Jonathan's off now. Thanks for popping in, mate.
All right. Cheers, Jonathan. Is that because I ignored him when he wanted it in S tier, was it? And I know you said you wouldn't have it in front of Ant Music, Jason. So so John Lennon goes in 8. So none in the top tier yet. Is it your pick now, Jace?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you pick one. Let's see if we can get one in S tier, or perhaps
not. Possibly.
Okay.
Blue Monday, is that?
Yeah.
That one. Yeah.
Blue
I recognise the cover a mile away.
Order. Yeah, there it is, fourth on the left of the top row there. I know you're a fan of Blue Monday, Jay. So tell us
I do like it,
where it could go.
I think that's an S myself. It's probably my favourite, my first favourite record of theirs, only followed by New Faith or whatever it's called, or True Faith. I can't remember what it's called. True Faith. Sorry, I'm memory fart then.
You're sacked. You are after this.
Sorry, True Faith.
New order. God, Ian, can you believe it? Like, oh please. Oh dear, it's nice to have a professional with me for once. News, no.
Sorry, mate, I don't know where that came from at all.
I don't hear you talk about New Order an awful lot, Ian. I mean, I know you have done for like your Battle Royal quite recently, because obviously when Technique got through to the next round. But what do you reckon to Blue Monday?
I do like them, and they are coming up in the ranking at some stage. They're getting close. You see, I've got Joy Division and Blue Monday are getting closer up to the where Dave will say to me, "These need to come out." I mean, I've listened to all their albums. I've got, but this one is definitely S. It's probably one of the. I'd heard one or two bits, but this was just something. This is the song I think that when they lost their Joy Division sound. As much as I think as much as they were very proud of that, they didn't want. I don't think they wanted to get labelled.
Yeah,
sounding. And this came out, and it was unique. It was a 12-inch single. It only ever come out on a 12-inch single. It's a long track. Brilliant. It is for the time. 7 minutes. What is it? 7 minutes 23 seconds. I think.
It's about that. Yeah. So you would
it's S.
You put it as S tier as well. Just before I tell you where I put it. Nick wants to know if Madness House of Fun is in this list. It isn't, but I'm wondering if it might be. I think there's 100 here. Let me see if it's if I can find it. No, keep going. Baggy Trousers is the 91st biggest seller of the 80s. Nick, if that's good enough for you, you'd have thought House of Fun would be higher than that. But I haven't seen it, so. No,
that's very strange, isn't it?
So anyway, I just thought I'd deviate there just to see if we could please Nick's vinyl butty. But yeah, Baggy Trousers, number 91 in the decade chart. Right, Blue Monday. Well, of course, New Order. I'm a massive fan. The importance of Blue Monday can't be underestimated. Ian's right when he says that it was, it was probably the moment where. They kind of stopped being the band Joy Division used to be and became, a true entity in their own right. They had released singles previous that were, going towards that sort of dance or electronic kind of vein, like Temptation, but that was a top 30 hit. And Everything's Gone Green was also quite sort of, synthy. But that was top 40 or something like that. But Blue Monday, obviously, was the big thing. Now, for me, once again, because I've listened to so much New Order in my life, it suffers a little bit, sort of, from being repeated for me and hearing it too much. That's not to say that I don't enjoy it when I do hear it. So for me, I would actually, because it's never been my very favourite New Order single, and obviously if I was ranking New Order singles, then, I know which ones would be in S tier and which ones wouldn't be. But I would certainly put this as A tier for me. But, I'm going to exceed, and I'm very happy to accede to the majority here, because if Ian and Jason both want this in S tier, then I've certainly got no problems with it. So, S tier. We've got our first in S tier, and it is Blue Monday by good old New Order.
Yeah.
All right.
Stevie's just said something about listening to the demos. I'm assuming he means with Blue Monday.
Yeah, I have heard some demos. Probably not heard as many as you have, Stevie. I've heard some. There's many mixes and stuff, unofficial ones as well, and some I think are really good, like probably better than sort of the original, the version that everyone knows. But there's so many different versions. It is something that's been played with and mixed and retreated a lot over the years. Right then, I think it's my pick. I seem to be going for ones that I know people are gonna not really like, so I'm gonna try and find something that I would rank high here. And if I can, and I know what I want to pick. I just don't want to pick the wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna pick. I think it's that one there next to Babs. I think it's Two Tribes by Frankie Goes to Hollywood.
Oh yeah, I know the one you mean. Yeah,
I like Two Tribes a lot. I love it. In fact, and that's something that had a lot of different mixes and versions as well. It was the 4th biggest selling single of the 1980s, by the way. Two Tribes, so in the top 5 there.
Yeah.
Massive seller in 1984. I would have this at S tier personally. I think I would. I'd have Two Tribes S tier. Well, it's not that funny, is it? What's wrong with that?
No, it's all right. It's just Nick's comment. He said, "Who made this list? The Iranian government."
Right. Okay.
We had to explain to him what was going on.
Right. Two Tribes. It's Frankie. Well, actually, it's not. It's not Frank. It's Frankie for me. It's their second best single because I think "The Power of Love" is even better. But unfortunately, Frankie's "The Power of Love" isn't in this top 30. You'll notice. I'm sure Ian's noticed that there is a certain other version that is in this top 30. But we'll get onto that in due course. but for me, I'm happy to put Frankie Goes to Hollywood personally in S tier. But Ian, what would you say to Two Tribes?
I prefer another song, which will probably be upset. This is good. I think it's down to the production of Trevor Horn.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good as the other one that's in this list. I think it's border SA.
He's bordering on A for you, so sort of, probably B, but maybe A if you were feeling generous.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jason, it might be your casting vote here. Then, where would you put Two Tribes?
That's a tough one. Yeah, I pretty much agree with it's their second best single that they've ever done. Certainly better than Relax.
Oh right, okay.
Oh. Yeah, I think A right at the front. Right.
A right at the front.
As much as I like Ant music, and I really do, I was a big Frankie Goes to Hollywood fan.
Okay. So yeah, I said S tier, and I stand by that. Ian's sort of like hovering between A and B, and you said A. I think it seems a solid A to me. Then Two Tribes, and we'll put it. We'll put it at the front. I'm happy enough with that position. Ian, I think it's your pick now. If you want to have next pick,
right.
You can see there is some repeated artists there. Some who are going to get two goes round.
Right, I'm going to go Elaine Page, Barbara Dixon.
Oh, right, okay.
For God's sake. Sorry.
That's this one at the end, isn't it? I know him so well. Probably a song Jason's last girlfriend wrote about him in the mid-80s. number 24 of the 30 best-selling singles. It was from a musical, weren't it? This one, Chess. That was it. Yes. By Tim Rice, Benny Anderson, and Bjorn Ulvaeus. Okay, Ian, tell us your thoughts on Page and Dixon, please.
Two very fine singers. But this is... It's good, but it's not brilliant. It's just one of them sort of songs. I think this is a B.
A B, right? Okay, fair enough. All right, Jason. Give us your thoughts. I think I kind of know what you'd say about this, but
I'm sorry, it's just over a dramatic claptrap. It really is dreadful. I'm sorry, it's got to be a D. I prefer the Stevie Wonder song to that.
Right. Okay.
Right.
got more class.
I'm even
got more class.
I'm even.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm even tempted to say that Black Lace was better.
Well, let's not go overboard. Come on. Right. Well, it's a D from Jason.
It's a definite D. I'm sorry. I just hate it.
It's the kind of song that I imagine my mum would have really liked, and although I don't recall her particularly listening to it much, or if at all, back when I was, because what year did it come out? About 85, was it? Yeah, 85. So it's probably my memories when I'm, being 4 or 5 years old aren't brilliant. So she might have listened to this a lot. I can imagine it's something she'd like. So that kind of puts me on. It kind of puts it on the back burner for me, really.
Yeah.
I think B's way too high for it myself. Is it? Yeah. Is it bad enough to go in D tier? Oh dear, I'm surprised this one's so difficult for me because I don't like it. I don't particularly rate it, but I don't think it's the worst out of all this lot by a long chalk. I think this one, and don't forget, we might do a bit of swapping round at the end if need be, but I think this one might have to go at the bottom end of C, because Ian's ranking it at B, you're ranking it at D, I'm sort of hovering between C and D, really.
That's fair enough.
It's going to be a C. It's going to be a C tier hit for me. This, if I can get the blooming thing to move. It's not moving for some reason. Sorry about this. I'm experiencing some technical problems here. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're frozen as well.
Oh. It's not. I hope I've not got any connection problems.
Oh, there we go. It's done it now.
Oh, are we there? Oh,
yeah. It's come up.
Yeah. What about me?
Yep, you're still here.
I'm not. Jonathan suggesting resharing the browser. Right. Let me just come out of this for a second, then I'll get back into it. Hopefully, I won't lose everything. Shouldn't do. Right. Am I back? Yeah.
You're back. No. You're fine.
No, you're frozen still.
Oh yeah, frozen.
This happened at the like after you went off screen. To me, it's just black. It's just a black screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, StreamYard isn't liking me very much at the moment. Well, I mean, I don't really need to be on camera, at least. If you can hear me, I mean, that's something, I suppose. While I'm here, I'll have a look at the comments. LA Page plays a good game of chess. Right. Okay. Well, I'm not sure if I can really do anything about my camera. Why it's been really ropey for StreamYard at the moment.
Yeah.
I wonder if I could. No, I don't think I can share that like that. Probably need to stop my camera and share it. I don't know if that's going to work. See if I wonder if I removed myself. All right. Wish me luck. I'm gonna remove myself from the stream. So if things go real tits up, you'll know.
Oh, crikey.
I won't be able to get back in. So right.
No. If you're the only one that can shut it down, so it'll still go. So don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah. Oops. In the meantime, folks,
you got me in him.
I'll do some entertainment for you. Just hands. Like that. Yeah.
You need hands.
Yeah. No, I was streaming as well. I've listened to a couple of the albums that you said about. The old what was it? Bruce Dickinson one, which isn't bad. And I don't mind the Judas Priest one either.
Oh no!
Some of it's a little bit cliche, but then they're probably sort of going back to the roots a bit, aren't they?
Yeah, it is. It's different to Firepower. Firepower was at 300 mile an hour run. Yeah. This is going back to how Rob's voice was back in the 80s. He sounds great. I think he sounds really good. And it's great that Glenn Tipton can still play guitar, bless him.
Right.
Yeah, I am back, by the way.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, StreamYard and my camera are just not getting on at the moment. This is the second time this. I didn't think. I was hoping that when it happened at the after Ian's the other night, it was a one-off, but no. Right,
tier ranking now.
Yeah, right. Let me get back to sharing that anyway. Hopefully, there won't be any more problems with that neither. Right. So I'm so. I need a producer like what you've got, Ian. I can't be coping with all this.
Yeah, sorry, mate. If I could do it, I would.
Yeah, well, okay. Right. Just wait and see confirmation that that's back for everybody. I hope it is.
Yeah,
it's up there.
That's it. Good. Okay. Right. So we've had Page and Dixon, haven't we? So I think that means it's your pick, isn't it, Jace?
Was it me first or was it Ian first? I can't remember.
No, I did. I've just done Barbara Dixon. And,
all right. Yeah. Sorry. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Right. Oh, crikey. Don't forget. Don't forget. You got to move to. Right. Well, have you got two Frankie ones there? Is that Relax as well?
Yes, Relax is there. Right, picking Relax.
Might as well do that one then.
Okay, Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. You won't be surprised to learn that this was pretty high in this. In fact, this is the second biggest selling single of the 1980s.
Yep.
All right, Jason, where are you going to put Relax?
Right, like I said, Two Tribes is better. Oh, crikey. I still think it should be in the A because it's still a damn good song. I'd say, it's difficult. Yeah, well, between Adam and Adam and
your instinct.
Yeah, on the A, in between Adam and Imagine for me.
Right, in between Amp Music and Imagine.
Yeah,
Ian, where do you think Relax should go?
See, I prefer Relax to Two Tribes.
Mm.
I think it's got more of a better flow than Two Tribes. Two Tribes is a little bit disjointed. Yeah, Scott.
Yeah.
I think Relax has got a more catchy tune. I think Holly sings better on it than he does on Two Tribes.
Mm.
And I would put it next to Two Tribes, but before Two Tribes. Personally.
Right, so it's A tier for you then.
It is an A tier, yeah.
So 2 A tiers. I like Relax. I don't think it's I don't think it's as good as Two Tribes. For me, it'd be a sort of high B, well, maybe behind UB40, but of course the majority rule goes in this, so it's gonna have to be it's gonna be an A tier. This one, whereabouts in A tier? I would have it. I would have it probably before Ant Music, but certainly after Two Tribes. But what do people reckon?
It's round about the same what we were saying. It's just one place, isn't it? Really. So
is there all right? We can always swap things around.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Right. Let's have another crapper, shall we?
Just having a look at the chat a minute. Sorry. What was Pummy's phone about some toll stream? If that means anything to anybody? Sorry, before my time.
You don't need to read out any comment that you don't understand, Jason, because it just slows us down.
No, just thought, you know.
Only read out stuff that's like pertinent to this, mate.
All right.
Right, I'm gonna go with let's see where we'd put Kylie and Jason, especially for you, shall we? Well, we've got to rank them, Jason.
Yeah, I know.
This one is right in the middle of the chart. It's the 15th biggest selling single of the year. of the decade. Sorry, was probably the biggest or one of the biggest of 1988. Right then, where would I put this? Well, it's not great, is it? Let's be honest.
No.
For me, it'd be. Sorry, I just realised that the police is sitting there in D tier. We've not even done the police yet, so let me just take that.
That's a bit rude.
That would be rude, yes.
I do apologise. In fact, let me just check. Yeah, there's none others there that have. I don't know how that got in there like that.
Oh, I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, Kylie and Jason. It's C or D tier for me. I'll see what you two say about it, and that's as in you pair. Not, I don't mean Bono and the Edge and everyone. God, that was terrible, wasn't it? That.
Oh dear.
You see, the career in comedy's not going very well, can you? Right, Ian, especially for you. Is it especially for you?
No, because it Stock, Aitken, and Waterman ruined music.
Okay.
That when them two. It was, they used the same track and just got different people to sing to it, and this is just a pile. It belongs on a dung heap. I once paid 20 quid for. I did a bad record charity thing once, and I had this. I paid 20 quid to put a bullet through it. Well, a penny.
Well done.
I hate the damn thing.
I think this might be a D tier screen.
Yeah, as Nick says, it's shit. It is. It's shit. It goes in D, and it's even worse than Black Lace. It's that bad.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Don't sugarcoat it. All right, Jason. I imagine your opinion.
Absolutely bloody abysmal. Right. I've got no problem with Kylie in her later years. She did some good songs, but honestly, her early stuff's just most of it deserves to be in the bargain bin. If that, hopefully one that's on fire. So yeah, right down the bottom for me. I completely agree with Ian.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't really rate. I would probably be leaning towards D rather than C myself. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but yeah, you make some fair points, really. So yeah, it's a D tier for especially for you. Now, where's it going to go? I like it more than Stevie Wonder and Black Lace, but you two probably think it deserves to be behind them.
Yeah, it definitely belongs there.
Right. I think it's your pick again, then, Ian.
Right, let's go with. Let's do Band-Aid.
Okay. Do they know it's Christmas? Of course, that was the biggest selling single of the decade by
no surprise,
considerable mile. Yeah. So yeah, the number one of the 80s. But is it going to be S tier in this tier list? Let's find out by asking Ian first. Ian, where would this go?
Well, out of the three versions there is, this is the better one because it's got a superior drummer on it. For starters, very poignant. We hadn't that. It was probably one of the better charity singles that's ever made, and how it got put together, how quickly, fantastic, great stuff. But it got that Christmas, it got played to death, and
it did. Yeah.
I think it's a C for me.
Yeah.
It raised a lot of money, and people forget that Midge Ure wrote it. It's probably the biggest, of all the records he's wrote, he's made the most money for him. Fair play for him to writing it, but it's not the best. It's not the best thing, but it's dated now. I think it's a very dated song.
It is, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's definitely a C for me.
It's a C for Ian. What is it for you, Jason?
Yeah, I think the top end is C myself from above Dexys. For what it was trying to do, it's fine. Yeah, But like I said, well overplayed, or too much. And I get the sentiment, but it was almost like we were force fed it. But I have a lot of respect for Major. I think he's a great songwriter. So, yeah, C.
Right. Okay. I like it, and it's certainly the best. The best of all the. The Do They Know It's Christmases that have come out since. So for me, it'd be B after UB40, but I'm going to go with the majority. We'll put it at the front of C, shall we?
Yeah, I mean, you can put it behind UB40 if you want to, mate.
No, because you both think it belongs in C tier, and I'm not passionate enough to say it should go in B tier. So I'm happy enough with it being at the front of C there.
Okay.
I think it's your pick again, Jason.
Oh, let's go for Ghostbusters.
Ray Parker Jr. and Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
All right, Jason, and try not to get too nerdy talking about this one. By the way, Ghostbusters was the 18th biggest selling single of this decade, and it was one that didn't get to number 1. It peaked at number 2.
No, it's surprising, actually.
Number 2 in America.
Did it get to number 1 in America? I can soon find out. Ghostbusters charts. Oops, that's the other versions. It would have done well in America, presumably. Yes, it did. It got to number 1 on the Hot 100.
Yeah. No, a good track. The best, no, but I think it really worked for the movie. It's good, sort of because it was in the movie. It's the actual movie itself, wasn't it? When they're driving around and that, and it sets the tone nicely. So, where to put it? Is it good enough for an A? Maybe not. I think B before red wine, certainly. It's a good fun song. I do have it on disc. I have the soundtrack album as well, so I do like it. But it's not the strongest one of the bunch.
All right, okay. Ian, Ghostbusters.
Very quirky track. Very fun. When I did discos in '84, it was always being asked for when it was out. It's a great theme tune for the film. Brilliant film. Ever so funny. But I think it's a B.
Right, 2 Bs. I'd put this in C. I've never been that bothered. I get it. It's a fun thing for a good movie of its time. I've never been a massive Ghostbusters fan. But weirdly, I think I probably preferred the cartoon series that came along rather than the film. But I personally would have it in C, but I'm being outvoted again. I will insist that while it goes in B, it's not going to go ahead of Red Wine because I would personally have Red Wine higher than that myself. So it's going to go there.
That's a fair compromise.
Right, who's up for another crapper then? Right, yeah, I seem to be getting... Yeah, all right, here's one that I think might be a bit divisive, actually. But yeah, I'm going to go for it. Let's rank Uptown Girl by short arse himself, Billy Joel. Right, I can't stand this. You know what? When Westlife makes something a bit better than the original, then you know you're in trouble as far as I'm concerned. I know people really like Uptown Girl, and it does absolutely bog all for me. It gets on my tits, honestly, it really does. And the video don't make it any better with that. Something about Billy Joel, I don't know why. I can't take to him. I don't like him. Never have, never will. Oh, well, I say never have, never will. Now, even that River of Dreams song started annoying me after a while. I think I liked that for a little bit, and then I started to dislike it just because I got this thing against Billy Joel for some reason.
Yeah.
By the way, the Uptown Girl's the 19th biggest selling single of the 80s, and it came out in 1983, and it was a number 1. It's D tier all the way for me, this, but I'm going to be interested to hear Ian and Jason's views on this because I've got a feeling at least one of you would rank it a lot higher than I would. So, Ian, Uptown Girl by Mr. Billy Joel.
I like Billy Joel, but I hate this.
Yay!
There were people that were buying this that didn't realise that this was the man responsible for Piano Man and songs like that. You know, classic songs. Just the Way You Are. They thought this was a new singer. A lot of people did at the time. It just appeased to the masses, and when the masses like it, and the fans, as I said before, the fans go, "This is shit."
Yeah,
you know you're on.
Come on, Eileen. Then is it?
It's another come on, Eileen.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Yeah, and as far as I'm concerned, you can put it in D because it is.
Right, okay. I'm surprised at that. I thought a lot of people had a lot of fondness for Uptown Girl, and I thought it was like me just being kind of unfair, well, kind of irrational about it. But you say it's D as well. Okay, right. Well, Jason, you've got to really love this. Try and get it higher than D tier now.
I don't really love it. I'm going to say highest it would be a C. I do prefer it to Come On Eileen. Is it better than Do They Know It's Christmas? No. So yeah, I'm thinking C. I don't mind the song, but it is, you know, it's very much a throwback song, obviously.
Well, you've been outvoted because both me and Ian want it in D tier. Whereabouts do you think should go in D tier, Ian?
It is better than Stevie Wonder.
Just. Well, go on then. This is probably against my preference, but I will rank it ahead of Stevie. Although they're both awful. Let's be honest.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't think Billy Joel had any say in that. That's what the record company.
Right. Perhaps it was just something he did for the album, and they said, "Oh, you got to release it as a single," you know.
Yeah, I think they wanted to go with the trend and that, like everyone did in the 80s. You know, all they wanted was hits.
Nick saying no fondness here for Billy Joel with a sad face. I wouldn't have pegged you as a Billy Joel fan, Nick. That surprises me, but yeah, I don't get it. I don't get the appeal. Like even the stuff like Piano Man and that, it just leaves me cold. There's something about him. I don't find him entertaining or endearing in the slightest.
Did you ever like We Didn't Start the Fire, or did you hate that as well?
I like the idea of it better than the execution.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a funny one. It's just he leaves me cold every time, Billy Joel, and he's just he doesn't seem to be able to do anything for me to change my mind on it. Anyway,
everyone's saying A. No, not A. Definitely not.
That was my pick. That was my pick. So I think it's Ian's turn again.
Okay.
Oh, let's go with the Police song. I don't know what it is, but it's the
Police song is. I think I know what it is, but let me.
Message in a Bowl.
No, it's not a guessing game, Jason. Calm down.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know you're just saying. Yeah. If I can find the flaming thing. You better not be on here by accident. Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, it's at number 26 in the decade list. It's actually Don't Stand So Close to Me.
All right, okay, yeah.
Right, Ian, Don't Stand So Close to Me. I know there's a lot of Police fans and appreciators in the vinyl community on YouTube. Where do you stand on this one?
I like the song. It's a bit creepy. The lyrics are very creepy.
Yeah, it's meant to be.
But the execution of the performance on the guitars from Andy Summer and Stuart Copeland on the drums, top. But it's borderline beginning of B, end of A. More heading towards B.
Right, so you're leaning towards B here for this, okay? Jason, Don't Stand So Close to Me by the Police.
Oh, crikey. Let's have a look in a minute. I do like it. It's a good song. Yeah, I'd say end of A, I think, because it is a good song, but it's not their best song they've ever done. Oh, yeah, not much else to say about that. I think probably a behind hand music maybe.
Right, A for Jason, B for Ian. Hello, Channel NEM. I do apologise. My camera's crapped out again tonight, but yeah. So apologies that I can't wave at people and stick my thumbs up. Well, I can, but you just won't see it. So I'll just be sat here like a loony, really doing it. Right, the police. The police are one of those groups who, on paper, I should really like them, but in practice, I don't.
Yeah.
I think this is an all right single, but all right's about as good as it gets for me. For me, this one would be tail end of B, maybe even C, really. So I think we're going to have to kind of meet in the middle on this one.
Okay.
With Jason saying it's A, I'm probably
yeah.
saying C, and Ian, you said probably leaning towards B, weren't you? Yeah. I think B tier should be fair enough for this. Personally, I prefer Band-Aids certainly, and maybe even Dexys, to be honest. But you know, I've got to go with with the average or the majority, really. So B, do we like it more or less than Ghostbusters? I like it more than Ghostbusters, I will say.
Yes, Dale, indeed.
Yeah.
As you say, creepy.
Yeah, it's very creepy.
I think that's fair enough in between UB40 and Ray Parker Jr. All right, okay. I think we're down to. I think we've done about half of them now, by the look of it, or maybe just over. Jason, it's your pick.
Oh, crikey! Let's get it out of the way. Is it Culture Club?
Culture Club, and that'll be Karma Chameleon.
Yeah.
Oh no! Actually, they've got two in. Oh no! Which one do you want?
The one's next to Human League.
They're both next to Human League.
Oh, yeah, you got to say, sorry.
Left or right? Left or right? Left or right? Right
yeah.
is... That looks like Karma Chameleon to me.
Yeah.
Which was the 7th biggest selling single of the 80s.
Yeah.
From 1983. All right, Jason, Karma Chameleon.
Not awfully keen. I've never been a big Culture Club fan. I'm trying to be kind, though.
No, that's not what this is about. I want your honest opinion. Not like,
I'm sorry, it's a D for me.
Okay. No, that's your honest opinion, and that's what we want.
I found them a bit twee as well, to be honest.
Right, Ian. I'm not sure I've ever really heard you talk about Culture Club before, Ian. So I'll be interested to your views on this one.
Culture Club to me, I didn't particularly like them, but they were a very good pop band. They wrote catchy tunes that you just can't get the tunes out of your head. Karma Chameleon, not as strong as some of their songs. I would put it in B because it was a very popular tune.
Yeah. I would be. I'm trying because I know there's another Culture Club one coming up at some point, so I'm trying to decide which one I do like the best, really. But I don't know if that's going to help me really with this ranking. It's better than D for me. I remember I used to really like it as a kid. It's one of those that in adulthood I don't like it as much as I used to. I think for me it's a C. So we've all gone. I think we're gonna have to meet in the middle again. Really, I think this is gonna have to be C for Karma Chameleon. Yeah, I would rank it. I'm going to rank it just behind Band-Aid, I think, if it lets me.
Okay.
It's not letting me rank it ahead of Dexys for some reason. No, there we go. Right, Karma Chameleon is in C tier, and I will just do a recap when we've sorted them all, and if we swap any out, then that's fair enough. It's my pick, isn't it? Right, let's pick a banger, because I seem to be deliberately picking the rubbish one, so I'm going to pick one that I really like. I'm going to pick Ride on Time by Black Box. S tier,
yeah.
S tier all day long for me, this S tier. Nice and easy. I'm not even going to harp on about it. I'm just going to say S tier, but Ride on Time. Ian, what do you think of Black Box?
It should be put in a black box and buried underground.
Ooh. It was the 20th biggest selling single of the decade, by the way, Black Box, from 89, of course. Spent 6 weeks at number one.
Right.
Ian, is it a D list? Is it a D tier one for you?
It's a D list for me. I just can't stand it.
Right. Well, this is going to be interesting then. I mean, like Jason might sort of swing it kind of fairly high or in the middle here, really, depending on what he says. So I think Jason does like this. I'm sorry, I'm speaking for you, Jace, but
right. All I was going to say was the apparently you've moved the wrong Culture Club one.
No, I didn't. No, Karma Chameleon. That is definitely Karma Chameleon. I checked.
Okay. Right, I don't know what they're on about then.
Yeah, that's unfortunately, because my camera's not working, I can't prove that that's the right movie, but it is.
Yeah, it is. That's Karma Chameleon.
Right on Time. Oh, I think I'm going to have to go for A with that one. I do like it a lot. It's a good dance track. I mean, it depends whether you... Obviously, if you're not very keen on dance music, it probably won't do anything for you. But no, I like it a lot. Is it better than Adam and the Ants, though? Oh, that's a tough one.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm going to make the decision. I'm saying it's definitely going in front of that. Yeah, sorry, Ian, but I can't put it in S tier now simply because Jason also didn't choose S. And because you've chosen it, it'll have to go in A tier, really, just to kind of, accede to the fact that one of us absolutely hates it. But as far as I'm concerned, it's gone right at the front of A tier. And if, like I say, if I was doing this by myself, it would be S tier. And even ahead of Blue Monday for me, because I think
it's one of
the best Euro dance tracks ever made.
Well, yeah, you do like very much like Euro dance, so that doesn't surprise me.
I certainly do. Yeah, me Italo house and all that sort of stuff. I love it.
That's fair enough.
All right. So, Ian, it's your pick now. We've got some interesting ones left.
Right, let's go for Jennifer Rush.
Okay, Power of Love by Jennifer Rush. Okay, so what's your thoughts on this one then, mate?
Great singer, not a very good song.
It was a really big hit, really, weren't it?
Yeah. She's got a great set of lungs, I'll give her that.
You did say lungs there, didn't you?
Lungs, It was very popular, not my cup of tea, but it was a huge, huge hit. Personally, I'd put it in D, but
really, that low.
Yeah,
okay.
But I will go. I'm just taking it all into consideration. It's C, bottom end of C.
Right, so you're kind of on the border of C and D by the look of it. Right, Jace, it's your turn to rank "Power of Love" by Jennifer Love.
I'm sorry, I effing hate this song. It's got to be right down the bottom, right down the very bottom. It's awful.
It's D tier. Right, well,
yeah.
I've actually grown to like this more in adulthood. Really, I didn't like it as a kid. In fact, I remember this was one my mum used to listen to a lot. And I think that's what kind of put me off, weirdly, even though me mum also was a Pet Shop Boys fan and I got into them because of her. But a lot of the stuff she listened to I thought was kind of tripe, basically. But I quite like it. I don't even mind, believe it or not, Celine Dion's cover version of it.
Oh, she didn't do it. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's not as good as Jennifer Rush's. It came out as a single. It was probably about 93, something like that. Now, it's a shame Frankie's The Power of Love isn't in this list, because I love that so much, and that's an S tier all day long.
Yeah.
For me, Power of Love would be sort of the higher end of C, or maybe middle of. Do I like it better than Band-Aid though? Maybe I do a little bit, but because you both, Ian doesn't like it much, and Jason, you seem to despise it.
I do.
It looks like I think C or D. Because I've got a little bit of fondness and nostalgia for it, I can't, in good conscience, put it in D tier. But it will go in C. But where do we want it in C? Probably people just want it there where it is. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Okay. You picked that one, didn't you, Ian? Yeah. Jason, so it's your pick again.
Crikey. Not many left now.
Go on, we'd have to get through them all, so it don't really matter.
What's the one right? What's the one? Oh, yeah, I like Stand and Deliver. There we go.
Yep, there's another Adam and the Ants to do.
Yep, definitely.
And it's Stand and Deliver. This was the 14th biggest selling single of the decade, and it was out in 1981. We've already heard some complimentary things about Adam and the Ants tonight, and I'm assuming you're of a similar mind with this one, Jason.
Yeah, I think it's got to go in A, at the very least. I think I do prefer it to Ant Music. There's a lot more going on with it. Better than Frankie's. Yeah, possibly. What was the one after Frankie? Or before Frankie?
Well, look, don't worry about where all the ones are placing, because we can swap things around.
Definitely, I'd say in the middle of A anyway. Myself,
right?
I think it's a lot better song than
just a letter will do, Jace, generally, and then we can sort out the finer placings afterwards.
All right. A then.
A for Jason and Stand and Deliver. I'm assuming you're a fan of this one as well, then, Ian.
It's a great song. Full stop. That's all I'll say, and it's going in A as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
I just love it. I think I love the Dilly Quaquas and running on it again. And the video is just brilliant.
Right.
Yeah, Craig's saying yes for Stand and Deliver. He really likes that one.
A couple of people, Craig and Jonathan.
Same with Ringo, yeah.
There again, like with Ant Music, I've got nothing against it. I just, I'm not as massive on Adam and the Ants as a lot of people are, really. For me, I can generally take them or leave them, but I don't dislike them. So for me, this would be kind of mid to low level B. But you want it in A tier. You both outvoting me this time. So A tier it goes. But where will it go in A tier? Ian, do you like it better than Ant Music?
Yes.
Do you like it better than Relax?
No.
Right. Okay. Right. We'll just have it. We'll have it next to the other Adam and the Ants. Then there we go. Right. My pick, isn't it? Right. Let's have Fame by Irene Cara. This was the 17th, quite high, biggest selling single of the 80s. It was out in 1982. It was a big thing, Fame, weren't it? I was too young to really sort of notice it in 82. I've only been a top baby / toddler. But every time I've heard this, it's kind of irritated me. I don't like it. I can't say it's the very worst out of all this lot, but for me, I wouldn't rank it particularly high. I think for me, this would be, if I was really generous, it'd be lower end of C, but I'm leaning more towards putting it in D tier, really. I just don't like Fame at all. Ian, what are you going to say about Irene Cara?
Well, unfortunately, I was of an age and I remember it on TV.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch it because I thought it was tripe. What annoyed me about it, they'd be doing a bit of dialect and then they'll start prancing about in their leggings and
Yeah.
And this song is just dire. It's
yeah, I think thinking about, now you've said that, I think I've been a bit too kind on it. Really, it is pretty terrible, isn't it?
You see, Flashdance, What a Feeling, is a far better song than that.
It was.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I'm not overly keen on that either, but I will agree. Yeah, it is superior to Fame. Yeah.
Oh, that's a D for me.
It's a D for you. Yeah, it's a D for me. It's a D for you. Jason, are you going to make it 3 Ds, or are you going to come out and reveal yourself to be
I'm not.
Irene Cara super fan?
No, I'm not a closet fan at all. Not even broom closet. Oh crikey. Yeah.
I mean, you've not said if you.
See,
So you like it? You like it enough to be C, dear?
C maybe, yeah. It's okay. It's not dreadful. I'm not keen on it, but just
okay.
go by the other stuff.
Yeah. We're going to go with a majority vote here. I'm going to put it at the top end of D, I think, because I like it better than all those others in D. I think certainly.
Yeah.
I don't like it ultimately.
No.
There we go. So the next pick is Ian's.
Right, I'm going to go for The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
Crikey, yeah.
Tight Fit, The Lion Sleeps Tonight, which was kind of like a cover of Wimmer Way, wasn't it? Carl Denver or something like that.
Carl Denver's done it. The Tompkins, which is the best version. This was just 85.
Tight Fit. The Lion Sleeps Tonight from 1982 was the 16th biggest selling single of the year. So, Ian, where would you put this one?
It's not my favourite version of the song, so
it's novelty, but I think it's. Sorry, I'm giving my opinion before you've given yours, really. So I'll shut up.
Yeah, it's a C for me. It's not the best version of that song. I've heard better people do it in clubs than that. I'll be fair that if it's my favourite version of this song, it's by the Tompkins.
Right, I don't think
1961 because
I might have heard it. I might have heard it possibly, but not for many.
I think it's 1961. 1961.
Right. Okay.
So I prefer that version. This is just. It's the drum beat. Let's stick a drum machine in like they used to do in them days on everything.
Yeah.
And he weren't singing that. There's no way he was singing
that. Right. So did you say C, Ian, or
back end of C? It's just I'll just put it in C. It doesn't deserve to go any higher than that.
So C for Ian. Okay, Jason. Tight Fit. The Lion Sleeps Tonight.
It's kind of a guilty pleasure. This one, I quite like it.
Well, that's fine. Be honest.
Bottom end of B, I'd say. It's stupid, right? And his voice and everything and all the rest of it. But I think the thing that stood out to me was the women in it were quite nice.
Okay. So
Jason's
taking the misogynist's point of view tonight.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Or in their sweaty leotards or whatever it was.
Oh, right. Right. So where's it going for you then, Jason?
B, mate. B for me.
Right. Now I have got guilty pleasures. I never really considered this one because maybe I don't like it as much as I thought I did. So it's certainly not A tier for me. I'm just trying to decide whether it's B or C. It's what I was going to say earlier. It's obviously a novelty cover, but for me, it's erring on the sort of better side of novelty than just kind of like your René Enrico sort of absolute chunk or your St. Winifred's School Choir, which I don't.
Oh, good Lord! I'm glad
I
that's
wonder if
not.
that was in the top 100. I wonder if I can find that. Well, by the way, the 100th best-selling single of the year. Does anyone want to the decade? Does anyone want to have a guess? I'll give you a clue. It was a song that got to number 2 in 1983. The 100th. We could be here all day, really. I just thought it'd be interesting.
You're far better at dates than I am, mate. So,
well, I'm looking at it on my phone, mate. But
no
one wants to get. I'll tell you, it was "Love of the Common People" by Paul Young. That's the.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
But anyway, this one. Oh, I need to. Oh, blimey. Ian's saying sort of bottom C. You're saying B. I think for me, it's got. I think it's got to be C. Really, I think.
Okay.
I would like it kind of fairly high up in C, though. I reckon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of bit of a compromise. Yeah. For the moment, at least, it can go even ahead of Band-Aid. I think. So I probably would. I would choose to listen to, if it lets me. I would choose to listen to Tight Fit.
I always thought it was kind of funny with that song though, because they're saying the lion sleeps tonight. How the hell can it sleep with that racket going on?
Anyway, moving on as quickly as possible. Jason.
Yeah. Okay. What's the one right at the beginning with a stick figure thing, whatever it is?
That is. God, I wish I could tell. I can't tell what that is.
No.
I was hoping by process of elimination. Oh, it's not that one. I will. Don't just bear with me. I will
do that last if you don't know, mate.
Yeah, but I'll still need to look it up to find out what it is. It is. Bear with me. It's not that because we've had them. We've had that.
Not Thomas Stolby or something weird like that.
Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is.
What?
Yeah, it'll be an interesting one. It was the 11th biggest selling single of the decade. It was a number 1 in 1981, and it is the cover of "Tainted Love" by Soft Cell.
Oh, right, okay. I didn't know the.
Yeah, I know it's a strange cover that I couldn't remember that was actually the "Tainted Love" cover. And let me just. Yep, that's definitely. Yeah, I've definitely got the right image there. Yep, that's the Tainted Love Soft Cell cover. All right, Jason, "Tainted Love." Where's it going?
Oh, I think that's an A for me. It's a good song. I didn't used to like it when it first came out, but it's one of those ones that it's lasted well, I think, and I like the way they did it because it's far different. Ian will probably know better than me. It's far different from the Northern Soul version, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah. So, I think, and taking such a song and doing that with it, I think it's quite brave. So, yeah, I think A for me.
Okay. Channel NEM, thank you for watching, is saying S tier, and they love the original as well. SLRA says Jonathan. Ian, what do you reckon to "Tainted Love"?
Well, I like both versions. I think it's a great song, and what Soft Cell done to it was very, very good. It's catchy, it's quirky, it was a big hit, and I love the 12-inch when they go into whatever I can't remember the name of the song now, but it's probably one of my top 10 singles from the 1980s.
Right. Okay.
It's so quirky. I'm not I'm not a fan of Soft Cell, but it's them records that I do like. So it's an A for me.
I thought you were going to say S tier then. Not that. No, if it's A, then fine. When you said it was one of your favourite singles,
the top A.
Top end of it. Okay, right. And you said A as well, didn't you, Jace?
Yes, please. Yeah.
For me, it'd be kind of top end of B, but I'm happy to go with the majority here. I like it personally. When it comes to soft sell, I think "Say Hello, Wave Goodbye" is their best single. For me, that's an S tier single in any sort of ranking that it's in, really. But
yeah, a lot of people are saying yes.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying S in the chat. Yeah, you both said A. I would put it sort of higher end of B. So I think A. I take it. Do you want it whereabouts in A tier? Shall we put it though? That's the thing.
Oh, yeah, they're probably no. After Frankie.
After Relax.
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
Strangely enough, I think I do prefer it to the Adam and the Ants tunes, even though I really love that band.
Yeah. It's my pick again, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let's do. Go on then. Let's do "Last Christmas" by Wham. I believe, although it did get to number one, I think it was it last year? It finally got to number one for the first time last Christmas.
I believe so. Yeah, something like that.
For a long time, simply because it came out same time as Band Aid. It was a number. Yeah, it's classed as a number 2 on this list. Actually, a double A side with "Everything She Wants," but we'll mainly focus on "Last Christmas," unless people want to focus on it on the double A side as well. It was the 6th biggest selling single of the decade. I get fed up with "Last Christmas," and I never hated it as a youngster. I mean, I don't hate it now, but I don't like it. For me, it's a C, and I would say it would be nothing more. But Ian, if you beg to differ, then please let me know.
It's a D. It's awful.
Okay. I don't think it's good.
I'm not a great lover of Wham. I'm not a great lover of George Michael.
Well, we have got him again.
They're just not on my radar.
Yeah.
But it's a D for Ian. Well, Jason, looks like you might get kind of a deciding vote here, really, depending on what you say.
Yeah. I'm not sure. Possibly. I know it is pretty bad, isn't it? It is pretty bad.
I don't think he's bad. It's just meh for me.
Yeah, it's just. I don't know. Bottom end of C, maybe at best.
Yeah, I'm leaning into agreeing with you there. I would have it C, but not
it's
even.
It's better than Power of Love, but not by much.
Right, you want to put it ahead of Power of Love.
I'll put anything above Power of Love.
Well, go on then.
Yeah, no, it's pretty dire. I mean, I like George's stuff he did on his own, but I couldn't stand Wham. My sister played them all the time, and they were shut up.
Well, you prefer Page and Dixon then, do you, Jace?
Oh no, sorry, you put it ahead of that as well.
No, I'm going to leave it where it is for now, at least. Anyway.
Right at the bottom of it, you know.
Yeah.
I picked that, didn't I? So, Ian, I think this might be your penultimate pick. This one, looking at it.
Yeah, I'm going to go with. Is that Eye of the Tiger?
Yep, "Eye of the Tiger" is by Survivor. And this was. I did see this in the list, so let me just find it again. Yeah, higher than I thought it'd be in this chart, actually. The 12th biggest selling single of the decade. But it wasn't number one. It was out in 1982. All right, Ian, "Eye of the Tiger" is obviously from the film, one of the Rocky films. Was it the first one? I don't know. Rocky 3. Yes, Rocky 3. Yeah, you're quite right.
And it was used in the film that it was the Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
Now, Survivor. Again, people thought that they'd never, they forgot that Survivor had been around for a long time. It's not the best Survivor track by all means, but I do like this one. I think it's a good rock track, and for 1983, it's got none of your smooth drums and your production. It was just a decent rock track, which there wasn't many around back in '83 because everyone had jumped on the board of MTV and all that.
Yeah.
And so it's a gritty track, and we all brought it because it was at Survivor and it's a rock band at #1, and we like that idea in 1983. So for me, this is, I would say, bottom end of A, top end of B. It's definitely not an S. And as I said, it's not my favourite Survivor song by no means, but it's still a good quality track.
Right. So you reckon B, but you could be pushed to A.
Yeah.
For this, right? Okay. All right, Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking B as well. Maybe top end of B. It is cheese, but you can't help but like it. You know, it's a strong song. It fits the movie perfectly. All the rest of it, and you know, you always associate the two. And I did like the early Rocky movies. Yeah, top end of B, I think.
Right. This always annoyed me. I don't like it.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I think maybe because like it was one of those sort of school playground type songs where like all the sort of like annoying sort of like bully boys would be like singing it to each other like right before they wanted to give you a wedgie or a, Melvin or whatever we'd call them back in the day.
Yeah, Melvin.
I've got no fondness for the Rocky films because I've never seen any of them. And Eye of the Tiger for me is just it's too cheesy. It's a bit overproduced. Maybe with different production and without the kind of movie tie-in, it might have been a better song for me personally. But for me, I don't think I'd rank it higher than D tier for me. I've never liked it. I can't say. I didn't like it as a kid, and I don't like it now. It's not even one that's been a grower for me. But because Ian's was like A/B. You said B, didn't you, Jace?
Yeah.
And I'm saying maybe top end of D. I think we're going to have to split the difference here. I think it's going to have to be C tier for Eye of the Tiger for me. But to be fair, and because I know you two both like it, we'll put it near the top of C tier.
Okay, that sounds fair. I think.
I prefer tight fit, but I'm happy to have it. Except that tight fit doesn't want to move. There we go. It's really clunky working. I don't know if it's to do with StreamYard or. Anyway, Jason, your penultimate pick. You've got 5 left here, and I know there's a personal favourite of yours still to go.
Is there? What's that?
You pick whatever you want, mate.
Yeah, the one with the white cover, whatever that one is. I can't say.
Your personal favourite, "Woman in Love" by Bob.
Oh, is it? Oh, shit!
I know you picked it. You can't go back.
Get it out of the way. You've got to be done sometime.
"Woman in Love" by Babs. Where was this in the top 30? This was number 28 from the decade.
Yeah,
and
it didn't even deserve to be there.
1980. All right, Jason. Try not to spend hours and hours telling us how much you love "Woman in Love" by Barbra Streisand.
Right, just stick it right down the bloody bottom of right down the bottom. I can't stand the woman. I can't stand anything about her. She's got no redeeming qualities. Her voice is bloody awful. It sounds like a llama being put through a mangle.
Right. So you're telling me you're on the fence, really?
No, I prefer Jason and Kylie to that nonsense.
Oh, right, okay.
Right
So
down
if,
the bottom, I can't stand
yeah,
it.
so it left up to Jason. This one would be right at the end of the tier. Right, let's see if Ian can go to bat for Barbara Streisand. Ian, where would you put it?
I'm not a great fan of Barbara Streisand. My nan was. But it's definitely D, but it's not as bad as Carly and Jason.
Oh, it's worse.
No,
Right.
at least she although she's not got the best voice, at least she can hold her notes better.
Yeah, I suppose.
Oh,
She's
Jason,
not right.
you were exceeding to a compliment about
Well,
Bab.
she's
Bab, was it?
well, put it this way, she's not miming to a backing track.
Mm. All right, it's two Ds, and no, I don't like it. I never have. Is it? Do I think it's worse than some of the others in D tier? Yes and no. Yeah, go on then, because I know he won't forgive me for that. I'm gonna put her right at the end of D tier. It is pretty awful. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So there we go. Barbara Streisand goes in D tier with "Woman in Love." So my penultimate pick, I want to pick one that I like. I think, and that looks like out of those four, the one I like the most out of those is going to be the Human League. Don't You Want Me?
Yeah. Okay.
So big single, obviously. This was the 5th biggest selling single of the decade, and it was released in 1981. I like the Human League. I'm a fan. I like synth pop. I liked it when they were a little bit more sort of indie and almost a bit industrial in their early albums as well. They did get rather poppy when they lost a couple of members to Heaven 17, and then they employed the two lovely ladies,
I forgot about that.
Joanne and Catherine, I think they are. So Don't You Want Me? Good single. It's not S tier for me. I'm not even sure it's A tier for me personally, but I would certainly say it's B tier for me. Good song. I like the Human League. I'm happy to rank that as high as people want it, really, as high as the majority want it. Ian, the Human League.
I like the Human League. Was a big fan of the Human League. Still am, really. I think when I did rank my top 10 songs, this was the number 10 song, so it's definitely not one of my 5.
Right, okay.
And I think out of the Dare singles, this is the weakest one, actually.
I think you're probably right, to be honest.
Yeah, I and that's why it's so popular. I prefer Love Action and Sound of the Crowd is the best song on there.
It was some strong singles across that album, really, weren't there?
Yeah, but I don't even like the instrumental version of Don't You Want. When you listen to the instrumental of Don't You Want Me, Baby, it's quite cheesy. I think it's a B.
A B for Ian. All right, Jason, what do you say?
Yeah.
Don't You Want Me?
How should we put it? I'm thinking B myself as well, actually. I don't mind it. I just don't think it's the best song they ever did. Some of the ones you've played I prefer. And I don't know an awful lot of them. I think Love Action was quite a good song, wasn't it? If I remember correctly. So
they've released a lot of good singles. They're a good singles group, and they're good albums.
I do like I'm Only Human. I think that's a good one as well.
I was in there trying to sound a bit American period, but I love Human. I think that's a brilliant single.
B. I think B.
Yeah, well, we're all in agreement on this one. We all say it's a B, and I think I'm going to put it relatively high in B. I'm going to put it ahead of The Police, certainly, but behind UB40 for me. All right, so Ian, it's your final pick. You've got a choice of Culture Club, George Michael, or Lionel Richie.
Culture Club.
Culture Club. Do You Really Want to Hurt Me? So, second appearance from Culture Club in this tier list. This didn't sell as much as Karma Chameleon. No, it didn't. This was the 22nd biggest selling single of the 80s, and it was a number 1 in 1982. All right, Ian, where does this stand for you? Certainly
I
in
think it's
comparison.
probably, I think it's their best single.
Yeah. I think you're probably right. Yeah.
They peaked too early. I don't think they ever. It was different. We'd never seen anyone like George at the time. It's a great song, and I've heard different versions of it that have been altered. They're great words. He wrote a really nice song.
Yeah.
It's not an A song or even an S song for me. It's definitely a strong B.
Strong B. Okay. Jason, do you really want to hurt me? And don't answer that.
Well, I
thought
about it several times, but I'll probably get nicked by the police. I think it's even worse than Karma Chameleon myself.
Oh right.
So I'm even loath to put it in C, but C.
But you'd be tempted with D, would you? Right.
Yeah, I just don't like it.
I agree with Ian. I think it's their strongest single. I think when I was younger, I preferred Karma Chameleon, but now I certainly prefer Do You Really Want to Hurt Me? I would say, yeah, it's for me, it's strong enough to be in B tier, I think. And so we're going to go with the majority vote here. We'll stick it in B. Do I like it better than Ghostbusters? Certainly. And do I like it? I like it better than The Police. I think I'm going to put it in the middle of B here, if it lets me. Yes, it did let me. All right, Jason, you have the choice now of either George Michael or Lionel Richie. Who's it going to be?
Let's go for Lionel.
Lionel Richie. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. The penultimate track, the penultimate single that we're ranking today was the 23rd biggest selling single of the 1980s, and it was a number one in 1984. All right, Jason, tell us about Hello and where you think this should be.
I'm not much one for slow songs, but I do quite like this, right? Again, is it cheesy? Yes. I get the sentiment of it and the video and everything. Is it worthy of being above C? Yeah, possibly. Well, no, top end of C. Top end of C, I think.
Top end of C. Okay.
Yeah,
Ian,
so, yeah.
what do you think?
It's a D. I hate it.
Fair enough.
He's done better. He's done better. I'm not a Lionel Richie fan by any stretch, but I think some of the Commodore stuff was superior to that.
Yes, it was.
Maybe not Endless Love, because that's really sort of treacly, and the Diana Ross do it. I did quite like, if you remember it, Ian, the single he released in, I think it was the early 90s, My Destiny. I quite like that. You heard it a lot on the radio.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a sort of, quite up-tempo sort of thing.
He got himself a decent haircut by then as well.
The most decent song he ever done was, Lazy. With the Commodores.
Oh, Easy. Did you mean?
Easy, sorry. Yeah, Easy. That's when he ever wrote.
Yeah, that was a good song, yeah.
So, Jason, did you say C for this?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
And Ian saying D. I don't like this. It's never have. I can't in all good conscience put it in C when I certainly don't like it more than Jennifer Rush or even Dexys really. I think it's got to go sort of top end of D for me. This, to be fair, I'll put it right at the head of D there. Right, so that means, I don't get a pick because there's only one left, and it's the debut solo single from George Michael, Careless Whisper, although irritatingly, in America, it was always credited as Wham! Featuring George Michael, which didn't make any sense. But number one in 1984. It's kind of like the theme tune to the decade, isn't it? Careless Whisper. It's like you think of 1980s and you think of like I don't know stock, like the stock market and people with red braces and filofaxes, and then like you imagine they've got to get home and they're gonna put Careless Whisper on the hi-fi. Yeah. It's that archetypical 1980s single, isn't it? Careless Whisper.
Yeah,
does that mean I like it? I do like some George Michael stuff. I've got a George Michael episode coming up in Mini Disc Monday.
All right, okay.
In a few weeks' time. That's a bit but it's a lot of the spoiler, I suppose. But he does feature on an upcoming Mini Disc Monday, but it's not the next one, the one after that, I think. So I do like certain George Michael. I've never been keen on Wham particularly. Never liked Last Christmas very much. I think Careless Whisper is certainly superior to Last Christmas, but would I want it at higher than C? I don't really think I would. Wow. Yeah, I think Careless Whisper's C tier for me. Ian, what do you think to Careless Whisper?
It's a dribble. I hate it.
Right, okay.
I've just got no love for this song, and when I think of the 80s, I certainly don't think of this song for music.
I mean, like a kind of cliched look at the 80s, though.
Oh, it's past the bucket round. It's got that horrible sounding 80s saxophone.
Yeah,
that doesn't sound like a saxophone.
And there's silly little keyboard, ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, let's make this 80s keyboard and play on every record that we can get it on. I don't think that's even a saxophone player playing it because it doesn't sound right.
No.
There's no breathes and it's too clean. It's smooth. I hate it. It's why the hell people like that song? And it's oh god! I sit through it every disco I did at the end. That's why I hate it even more.
Yeah, I can understand that.
There's only one other song I hate that worse than that, and that's blooming Whitney Houston.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know which one.
That is the song as well.
Yeah. All right. I think this is a D tier one for Ian then. Right, Jason, you'll have the final word on this one then.
I think it's got to be D as well. It's pretty awful. It's just it's all the wrong cliches all mixed together into one song. Every sort of crappy 80s song there ever was. They've just gone, right, let's throw that in, let's throw that in, let's throw that in. That'll do. We got ourselves, we will do it for Christmas because we know it'll sell.
Right.
It's pretty damn awful.
Right, so we've got 2 Ds, so I'm going to have to go with the majority. I don't love it enough to even try and fight for it to get higher early than that. Me, on my own, I'd put it kind of somewhere in C tier, as in it being sort of below average, but that's about it for me. It's one of those... It's on every TV show about the 80s ever made, really. I'm going to put it near the higher end of D for us here. Do I want it that high? No, I'll put it behind Lionel. I don't want it in front of Irene. No, I don't want it behind Irene Cara, I should say. Right, so that is our completed tier list for now. However, let's go through them and we'll see if we want to make any slight changes anyway.
Yeah.
So, shall we start bad to best or best to bad? I don't suppose it really matters, does it? Right, in our D tier, so the ones that we hate are Hello by Lionel Richie, Careless Whisper by George Michael, Fame by Irene Cara, Uptown Girl by Billy Joel, Stevie Wonder, I Just Called to Say I Love You, Black Lace, Agadoo, Kylie and Jason, especially for you, and Jason's beloved Babs with Woman in Love.
I think she should be moved. She deserves to go above Jason and Black Lace.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't need them.
She remains in D tier. It doesn't, it's not made much of a difference, but, I
think At least she's, she had a proper band with her, not just some programming.
Yeah, true.
Right, so in the C tier, which is generally what we think's average to below average, is Survivor, I've the Tiger, Tight Fit, The Lion Sleeps Tonight, Do They Know It's Christmas by Band-Aid, Karma Chameleon by Culture Club, Come on Eileen by Dexys, Jive Bunnies Swing the Mood, Page and Dixon, I Know Him So Well, Last Crimbo by Wham, and The Power of Love by Jennifer Rush. Are we happy with that lineup? Should any go in a different tier, or should any
I still think Jennifer Rush is too high, but there you are.
See, I do like it. So
yeah, no, that's fair enough, mate. That's fair enough. If you like it a little bit, then you can't get.
I like it.
I still quite like Hello, but I mean, fair enough. That's the only reason I said about it is because Hello's below that. You see.
Yeah. Me, Annie, and both rank that at D though. So I mean, you'd have had to really chose it as a B at least. Really, I don't think I can, in good conscience, put that higher. To be honest.
Okay.
Are you happy with the C tier final placements, Ian?
I still think that Jennifer Rush sings better than George Michael.
Yeah,
I think she's got more.
I'll put her ahead of Wham. So I'm happy to do that. Yeah.
There's only one place in it, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's the it's the letter tiers that really matter.
Yeah.
It's just kind of just fine detail more than anything. All right, B tier, the stuff that we find pretty good to good, I guess. UB40, Red Wine, Don't You Want Me by Human League, Do You Really Want to Hurt Me by Culture Club, Don't Stand So Close to Me by The Police, and Ray Parker Jr. with Ghostbusters. Now, obviously, I love Red Wine. For me, that'd be A, but, you two kind of outvoted me, so, I'm leaving that there. Any other changes that you think we should make to that? It's apart from S tier, it's obviously the shortest selection.
Yeah. I did wonder whether Ghostbusters should be higher. It's still on B, but I think it's better than.
I think there's not much between them, to be quite honest. I think I'd keep them as they are because they are all very good.
I'm pretty happy with B tier, to be honest.
Okay, fine.
Right, A tier, the ones that we think are very good to excellent, I guess. Right on Time by Black Box. That one's Two Tribes by Frankie, and then Relax by Frankie. Saint, Soft Cell, Tainted Love. Adam and the Ants, Stand and Deliver. Adam and the Ants, Ant Music, and John Lennon, Imagine. Well, I know you don't like Black Box, Ian, but you were massively outvoted there. That one, it's got to remain in A tier, I think.
He sings that. It's not even a singing; it's just shouting.
Well. I mean, the front woman for Black Box. I mean, that wasn't even her vocals. So
I think it's a false song all round, but that's my personal opinion. But I still think John Lennon should be a little bit higher.
I'll put Lennon. I'll put Lennon high. In fact, just because I'm a Beatles fan, I'm going to put him right at the front. Well, I'm going to put him from bottom of A.
Yeah, I can sort of understand that, I guess. I'm just wondering whether anything should move up to the S level. To be honest,
like I say, for me, on my own, Black Box would be S, Two Tribes would be S, but it's a joint decision.
Yeah, I'm toying with Two Tribes. To be honest with you, I do like that song a lot. Ian, you prefer John Lennon?
Someone, sorry.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, should we go on?
John Lennon, I still think he should be in S tier. Actually, this is a legend.
It feels weird, like having a reissue that high to me. I don't. It's strange. And it's you know, it's an iconic song, but it's, you know, it's like Lennon's theme now. It's like, well, what the first thing people think of it's his. Well, you know, with all due respect, it's his "Come on, Eileen," isn't it? You know, let's be honest. It's the one everyone thinks of as soon as they see the name John Lennon.
Yeah, true.
It's kind of got into that sort of cliche state for me. I
would like to see Two Tribes higher myself personally, but I know Ian's not as keen on it as we are. So
no, it's just too just. I think it should be relax. Two Tribes, because I think they tried to overcomplicate it with Two Tribes.
Well, I'll shove both Frankies up. I mean, Black Box, it's further on down, but it's still A tier because me and Jason both really like it, so it can't really go any lower than A.
No,
really.
I just find that Two Tribes, it's too busy.
I do see what you're saying, but I think I like all the 12-inch versions with the with the nuclear fallout warnings and stuff like that. I've always loved those versions. You know, with what was his name? Patrick Allen, was it? Who did the?
Patrick Allen. Yeah. I mean, they're much. But I think the 12 inches of the longer version is better than the single version. I didn't think.
I'm judging it really on the 12 inches myself, to be honest. I mean, so by that token, if I'm judging it on, but I don't know. I mean, Jason, if you think Two Tribes is better than Relax, I mean, I agree with you ultimately.
Yeah,
we can get into sort of minor detail as to whether we're judging 7 inches, 12-inch versions or what really.
No, I prefer Two Tribes. I mean, I like Relax a lot.
It's got to stay in that order, I think. Really, for it's not ultimately. It doesn't really matter. I mean, because they're both in A tier and they're both next to each other, and they both
exactly. So yeah.
So and then S tier. I mean, I don't think anyone's got any problem with Blue Monday just
on its
being
own.
there.
Yeah,
right.
no, I mean, if you like you say, if Power of Love had been on, in the top 30, which really did surprise me, I would have put that in an S level.
Craig Bell says Relax is better than Two Tribes. I like Relax. For me, Two Tribes, it's a lot more fun for me, and it's better for me personally. Channel NEM would have put Black Box and Two Tribes in S tier. So would I, but I'm letting my panelists guide me throughout the tier ranking system, obviously. But so that I think that looks like it's the done deal, and that is the final ranking. New Order win it out, win the day on their own in S tier with Blue Monday.
Yeah.
And Carly and Jason look like they're getting the wooden spoon there at the bottom end of D tier.
And rightly so.
Yeah.
And no doubt if there was an E tier, they'd probably be in that. But although no, I might have saved them from that, maybe.
Maybe.
I know Babs had been E tier for Jason. Right. Right, so there we go. That's the tier list done. I'll just press this because I think it
You're saving it.
Well, yeah, although I saved the last one and I didn't do anything with it. But
well, you can always.
if anyone would want the image, I mean, I'd send it on to you, obviously. So there we are. Right, so that was the tier ranking.
Oh, very good.
Right, first of all, apologies. Not that I can do anything about it. I mean, I thought about maybe completely closing the browser and starting StreamYard again, see if that brought me back.
Yeah, but you might have lost everything.
I'd then be worried that it might muck everything up a bit too much. But apologies that my camera's crapped out. It's something to do with StreamYard. It's not like in iMac. It's not like in MacBook webcams for some reason. So I think I might try something different regarding the actual stream next time we do it in 2 weeks' time. But I'll talk to you about it when we go off in a moment.
Okay.
But hope you enjoyed that, everybody. I know we've had a lot of chat. I'm sorry that this has been one of those streams I've not been able to keep a good eye on the chat. But thank you to Jason, who's been able to respond to people a lot of the time in the chat. I appreciate that. thank you, Jason and Ian, for being here tonight and helping me out with this tier list. I've really enjoyed that. I think it was a lot of fun. Hope you did too.
Yeah, very much so.
We will do another tier list. I've talked with Ian and Jason about other ones, in a very similar vein to this one that we want to do at some point. So you can probably guess what those would be. But we started out with the 80s, but don't be surprised if we focus on another decade at some point in the near future. And hopefully, Ian, you'll be along to join us for that as well. But
yeah, I'll put a spanner in the works.
I need a new camera, though. Well, this one's built in, and it's working because, like, when I click the icon at the top of the actual computer screen, like, I can see myself. But so it's StreamYard. There's some sort of bug at the moment that's affecting me. Anyway, but that's, I think, gonna do it for us. One more big thanks to my co-host and co-panelist tonight, Ian from Ranking the Obscure. Make sure you go and check him out on YouTube. Loads of content. Fantastic guy. His stream on Thursday. I'm assuming it's all go for this Thursday at 8 o'clock. Is it, Ian?
It is. I've had my glitches this week.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's my turn to suffer the camera agonies now, I think. And so please head along to Ranking the Obscure, and of course subscribe to Not Suitable for Mum as well. And if you're here and you've not given me a sub, then I don't tend to ask for them, but it would be nice. Yeah. That would make me very happy. It'd give me a big smile, but you can't see my face. So for all you know, I might be scowling at you all right there. But we'll be back with the old Sodcast again, hopefully in 2 weeks, unless Jason tells me that he's got other plans. No. And I have no idea what it's going to be about, but that's something we need to sort out. But we should be back in 2 weeks' time. And hopefully you'll see my beautiful face on it in 2 weeks as well. But thank you, everyone. I'm going to wave, even though my screen's black. But cheers, everyone. And
thank you very much, people.
We'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Bye. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.